There's an early vote going on. There's a heavy vote going on. I think it's important that we all do that. Now, have you voted in every election you've been allowed to vote in?
I don't miss a vote. Somebody asked me, I was in the barber shop last week, and this lady was cutting my hair, and she said, "Are you going to vote?" I said, "I sure am if I'm living."
That's right.
Not going to miss it.
No. Now, will you vote early, or will you just go stand in line and vote?
So what?
Would you vote early? I'm going to vote tomorrow.
No, I'll just wait till regular day.
Okay.
Before.
I think I'm going to vote early because they said the lines, even for early voting, are long. Did you have to stand in line?
I've already voted.
Did you have to stand in line to vote?
No, I
No.
voted absentee.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to vote early because I think it's going to be a heavy turnout. So.
They showed yesterday there were people voting from outer space. Some astronauts were casting their vote.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Now, in your lifetime, airplanes have happened?
You know what?
Airplanes have changed drastically in your
Oh,
lifetime.
yes. I was looking up doing a little research myself, trying to see what happened back in 1908 besides me. And I had this part all set. I knew that. But there were a lot of things that happened back then. We had some terrible tornadoes. And I wish I had my notes there that told how many people died.
Right.
From tornadoes, and they struck most of the southern states, Georgia, Alabama, and I think it was about 4 states. But I keep busy. I read as much as I can, and like I said, my eyes are giving me some problems, and I just hope the Lord will keep me here long enough to read. And when I get where I can't read, I'll tell him, "Okay, let's go."
Well, you know, you talked about the tornadoes. We were talking about hurricanes the other day. The past hurricane a few weeks ago killed 12 people. A hurricane hit Galveston in the early 1900s. It killed either 7,000 or 9,000.
Well, yeah, the numbers are different.
Yeah, it is amazing, but they said watching the weather and being prepared has something to do with that.
Well, these figures I had that I forgot had quite a few people killed. I was amazed that many people would be killed from a tornado or a hurricane or whatever.
I think it was the fact that we're not prepared. Now, what else did you bring me? What's in that envelope, Bill?
I think some.
This is from the White House.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who lives in the White House.
That's from Barbara.
Happy 100th birthday. We are pleased to add our congratulations to your celebration. You have led a remarkable life, and your experiences have contributed to the strength of our nation. We join your family and friends in wishing you all the best on your special day. Sincerely, George and Laura Bush. Now, that's a pretty nice birthday card. That's a pretty nice birthday card.
Yeah.
Do you expect to get
was
one of
a
those when you're
surprise,
100?
Really, I
Probably
didn't know.
if I'm here.
I hope you will.
David had a hand in that.
Isn't that amazing?
You know, when this comes in the mail and it says it's a return,
The White
House,
Yeah.
Washington, D.C., it's
Yeah.
worth opening, I guess.
That is amazing. That is beautiful. Now, what else do we have over there?
Here's one from the Senate, U.S.
Okay.
Senate.
Okay. Now, Mr. Jesse, I suggest we send a letter back to the Senate and tell them to get off their tails and get to work.
That's what I
What
say.
do you say?
I say it's a good idea.
I say, now that we have the U.S. Senate's address, we have it right here, United States Senate, Washington, D.C. Mr. Jesse Ward, congratulations on your 100th birthday. I know this is a special day for you, and I hope you enjoy this joyous occasion with your friends and family. I'm certain that this will be a very memorable day for you. My wife, Julianne, joins me in sending your best wishes for a very happy birthday. If I can ever be of assistance to you, please do not hesitate to let me know. Very truly, yours, Saxby Chambliss. And I can tell you, I have a cell phone number to reach him. We can find him when we need him. So there you go. Okay, Senate, let's keep them working and let's get them working.
And here's one more.
And this is from Johnny Isaacson. Mr. Jesse Ward, it is with great pleasure that I join your family and many friends in wishing you a very heartfelt happy 100th birthday. This is a wonderful milestone to reach, and I know all those dear to you will make October 28, 2008 a day you will remember with great joy. Diane and I will be thinking of you on this memorable occasion. You have accomplished much in your 100 years, and your loved ones are so very proud of you. We all wish for you many more happy birthdays in the years ahead. I know this one will be extra special because you will be with family and friends who love you dearly. With warmest personal regards, Johnny Isaacson. He has really good
that is.
penmanship for a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Wow, that is pretty. Kind of looks like mine. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is so neat. Okay, now we're all going to write the sentence and say, get to work. Okay. It is amazing what you have accomplished and the things that you remember.
I had some baby pictures of me.
Did you?
I
And you
was a handsome baby.
I bet you were.
Yeah.
I bet you were.
Beautiful baby. Not now.
Now, were
and
you?
I don't know. Dave didn't pick them up and bring them, or forgot them something.
Now, are you the oldest of your family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
have?
the last member. I had one brother who was 4 years younger, and he died in 1956, I believe it was. He came down with MS.
Oh, really? My
And-
grandfather had that. That's terrible. And you know, they haven't made much progress
the doctor
with it.
told him when he diagnosed him, he said, "You have about 8 years, if you're lucky." He had 7, so
Wow.
we are grateful for that, thankful for that.
Now, how old were your parents when they passed away?
My dad was just a month or so away from 90, and my mother was 84, 86, somewhere in that neighborhood. I read something yesterday when I was reading that longevity runs in families. It's an inherited characteristic. I didn't.
I hope
know
it
that.
is because my Aunt Tempe lived to be 94. My Aunt Leela, who is about 95 now and still very active, the best sweet potato cook in the world, I might add. They all lived to be in their 90s and very good lives until, mid-90s, and then maybe a few things started happening. But
You'll probably make 100.
I hope I will, Miss Helen. I hope I will. I hope I will. Now, tell me does Dave kind of take care of you, drive you around? You don't drive anymore, do you?
No, I was driving.
Okay.
Well, when I came down to Georgia, when Dave came and finally said it's time for me to give up the house, I'd lost my wife and I was all alone, so.
Are y'all noticing he's single,
I had
she's single?
I had a lot of good neighbors around, and for 5 years I did the cutting the grass in the yard. I did the house cleaning. I did my cooking, and I thought I was doing fine. And after about 5 years, he came over one day and he said, "Dad, I think it's time for you to move." So we sold the place in South Carolina, in Spartanburg, and I moved to Georgia. It's ironic, a lot of wards migrated to Georgia. My, oh Lord, I ought to have my notes there. I have down on there. There was a ward who lived to be 105.
Wow.
And he was living in Maryland, I believe, somewhere up there. But anyway, a lot of them, the immigrants come in through the Baltimore port, and a lot of them get off the boat and establish themselves in the neighboring communities around Baltimore.
Well, there's a famous lady whose name is Ward, and she has to do something with Indians. I wonder if we could use that as a trivia question. If you can call and tell me who is the famous lady, there is a monument on the way to Tennessee that says something about this famous Ward.
Well, it's in Tennessee.
It is just over up 411, isn't it?
Yep.
As you're going into
Just before you get into
Right.
Benton.
That's right, that's right. If you know the famous Ward, other than Mr. Jesse is now a famous Ward. But if you know a woman who was an Indian, call me at 866-939-2329 and you will win a copy of In the Garden. We are celebrating Mr. Jesse Ward's 100th birthday. Miss Helen is 98. Now we're going to take a break and go back to the community calendar, and when we come back, we're going to bring on the next oldest person who we want y'all to give it a little advice to. What can they do to get to your age? So we're going to move y'all to 2 chairs behind us where you will be featured up front and center stage, and Miss Helen's going to be over here too, and we're going to talk to another gentleman who I think is the next in age, Mr. Carl Ed Abernathy. So let's go to the community calendar, and when we come back, you will get to meet my boyfriend, my sweetheart, the love of my life, Carl Ed Abernathy, and his sweet wife, Laura.
She likes older.
Welcome back. Today is October the 28th. It is Mr. Jesse Ward's 100th birthday. We are celebrating with him, and we have just given him, he's on a blind date. He's sitting right behind me with Miss Helen Berger. And he said she's gorgeous, and he is right. She is absolutely gorgeous.
You matchmaker.
We have another happy birthday. Miss Bonnie McClure is 84 on 11/10. Her birthday is not until November 10th. But we wanted to do it early today. This is Thurla Smith's mother. Thurla is the lady who makes sure I get my pizza just right at Pizza King here in LJ. So happy birthday to Bonnie McClure. And you can put that in the birthday drawing. You know, every week we celebrate birthdays and we give away a birthday cake on Friday, but we've never had a 100th birthday. Now we're joined by my boyfriend, the love of my life, Carlette Abernathy, and his precious wife, Laura.
That's your girlfriend-in-law.
That's my wife-in-law. We have had so much fun in the, 11 months we've known each other? Because we met pretty early on in this program. I think we met at church at Epworth. Is that right? I think so.
Your wife she's not jealous, is she?
No. No.
Must not be.
No. She knows I am not dangerous. Yeah, well, Carlette actually cooked me some kale and cornbread one day on Heart of the Home. We did that up at the Nifty 50. We did a show, and you just became easy for the camera. You loved it. You relaxed. And now you're just kind of old-timers at doing this.
Yeah.
And you love it. You love it.
I do. I like to get on it.
Now, we talked a little bit in the past about the things you do to stay busy. And y'all live on a place where you have a garden, and you have deer and bear. You have some deer and bear out in the yard, don't you? And you love flowers. And he has a little wood shop.
Yeah.
How important is it to stay busy?
Oh, it's very important. You know, the thing about this, I never could understand when you retire why people say they don't have nothing to do.
Uh-huh.
I enjoy life. I stay busy all the time.
And you visit, you go out in the community and you do things. Y'all are involved in fundraisers. We went to the community building one day where y'all are very involved in that.
Yes.
Over at Epworth. And what about the college? Are y'all trying to help support that, and let's get something going with that?
Yes, we're very interested in seeing that college returns.
Right.
We have grandchildren that would like to be able to get there.
And Laura, you were a teacher for how many years?
30.
30 years. So an education is very, very important to y'all. And I think that's important for you to share that, because Joyce Bryson had their homecoming the other night, or what was it, reunion. She had their reunion. And they raised $118 for that little college just by the people who were attending the reunion giving $1. So that's one of the things everybody can do. And Laura, you know, you can spearhead this. You can say, everybody who has ever been affected by this little school, send us $1. So I'm now giving you my job. You're in charge.
There's just a special feeling about that place.
Mm-hmm.
It was an Indian gathering ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they enjoyed it and blessed it.
Uh-huh.
And then it was the camp meeting place for people early on. Then they built a seminary, a Methodist seminary there.
Uh-huh.
And there's just always been a special feeling about that place.
Right.
And it's just been blessed. I have a cousin that said she lived in Blue Ridge and her kids went to school at Epworth, but she says, now they say, instead of you've moved on to somewhere else, you've died and gone to to Epworth.
Well, Epworth is a little community that I don't know of anywhere I've ever been where there's a warmer, kinder feeling. And I laugh about her beauty. Your lifestyle reflects it in your faces. You all look younger than you are. You all have great, great lifestyles. And evidently stress-free, because none of y'all look stressed, you know? And we have to say where you live, how could you get stressed? The creek flows right by your house. It's down a dirt road. It's very, very peaceful and very quiet. She has a view of Frog Mountain. Should we do a new Chamber of Commerce for your area and say, look at these people and see how beautiful they are at their age? Their lifestyle reflects that, doesn't it?
I think so.
I think so. And I'll tell you, some of the best food in the world has come out of that location. we went to a church gathering. We went to the watermelon cut, and then we went to a church picnic where everybody brought stuff. That's where I rounded up the lady who makes those killer biscuits. And actually, she wrote a book about miracles. And I said, you know, everybody in that little community has a story. And we could do this program for the next 5 years just by the stories that come out of your community.
Today, I'm supposed to be over at the church quilting. This
Uh-oh.
is quilting day. we give lap quilts or blankets to anyone that's ill.
And now, Carl Ed, when you do woodwork, do you still do a little bit of that?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And I've got, I do a little of everything. Actually, when you grow up on a farm, you have to do everything. And I love it. And like I say, I got a big lumber pile out in the backyard, and Laura says, "What are you going to do with all that?" And I'm going to cut it up one of these days, make something out of it.
And when you do, you don't hunt, do you?
No.
You hunt? Okay. Because the property you live on, you could literally sit on your porch and go hunting, couldn't you?
Yes.
Yes. But would Laura get upset if he killed Bambi? Yes.
No, I like venison.
Okay, me too. Me too. Here we go again. We're asking if you go hunting and you have some extra, call me.
Yeah.
Now, it's inspiring to me to see these folks to that age. I'm sure it is for you guys too. Does that inspire y'all to see people at 100 years old, 98
Yes,
years
that's
old,
right.
to keep pushing, keep going?
Yeah,
And Carl Ed's 87, is that right?
6.
86, okay. Now, when is your birthday?
This coming April, I'll be 87.
Okay, okay. And are you the oldest of your surviving brothers?
Yes, there were 6 boys and 6 girls.
And you were raised basically not too far from where y'all live now, right?
Yeah, right the same, almost the same place. About 3 or 4 miles difference.
And what do you remember about the area you grew up in? We know that a lot of jobs were lost, and you were there during the hustle and bustle. You took me, actually, our first date, wasn't it, to the New York Hotel, to the cafe downstairs?
right.
Yeah. Yeah, and that place has been in existence for over 60 years.
Well, longer than that, because back when we lived in Copper Hill, I was, 6, 7, 8 years old, somewhere along there. And Daddy always went there for his morning coffee. He'd eat breakfast and walk up the street to the store and then come back and have coffee with his friends.
Okay, now stop right there. We don't want you to tell what your daddy did, because I have a great CD from Karen Peck in New River that we're going to give away. Carl Ed's been on the show a couple of times in the past. He's talked about his dad, and he's talked about an unusual man that stood up in his dad's business after he left this world. If you can tell me what Carl Ed's dad did, there were 2 choices. You can tell me either choice. Call me at 866-939-2329. He has been on the show in the past. We have talked about it at length. Not many people had a man after his demise who stayed there at the business, but Carl Ed's dad did. So call me at 866-939-2329, and you will win a great CD by Karen Peck in New River. This is not too hard if you've paid attention to the shows in the past. Now, Carl Ed, when your dad left the area from doing what he did for a living,
Yeah,
did he ever work in the mines?
no,
No. Did you ever work in the mines?
no.
But how many friends do you have who did?
Well, actually, back at that time, that was the only place you get a paying job. You know what, they refer to it as a paying job, one that paid more than outside.
Yes,
And-
Carl Ed's dad was a funeral director and had a furniture store. And the gentleman in question who was left standing there for how many months?
Well, he stood up for 3 months and didn't even move.
He never moved.
Yeah, could you imagine somebody standing up not moving?
He was a gambler who came to Copper Hill
Right,
and was shot in an alleyway.
right,
Your daddy embalmed him.
that's right.
And your daddy used one really good gallon of embalming fluid because that man lasted a long time.
Yeah, you see, back then, they put him back in the store, and by the way, I've got a picture of that fellow.
I know you do.
And people would come by, and it was good advertising for embalming.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was.
You just think about a man standing up there for 3 months.
Uh-huh.
People come by and look at him. Of course, he's good and dead, but he's still standing.
Now, see, Carl Ed, that's something else that happened in your lifetime.
Right.
People used to put a couple of bottles of perfume in a casket, and then they closed it and you were out of here. That was a done deal. Embalming didn't even happen then. Now, isn't it the Georgia law? You must be embalmed. Is that right?
Yes, I think it is. They have to. In other words, they've changed a whole lot since that took place.
Okay, okay. And some religious organizations, you still don't have to be embalmed.
Yes, you can, they do, like you're talking about. Of course, they have to bury him faster.
Right, right. Now, what else did your dad do? The furniture store, the funeral home. Did you come in his footsteps? Did you get involved in those businesses?
Well, now, yeah, I stayed in the furniture business, but not the undertaking business. You know,
Tell about the car, having the second car in Copper.
oh yeah, this is a good one, Laura, remind me of. He owned the second car that came to Copper Hill.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Who owned the first one?
I don't remember,
Okay.
but in Ducktown, Dr. Kimsey owned the first one in Ducktown. But anyway, he went to Atlanta and bought it and going to ride it back home. And yeah, and he got lost. Ended up in Andrews, North Carolina. No, Asheville, North Carolina. And it took him 3 weeks to get from Atlanta home.
3 weeks.
Yeah, he went well up North Carolina and got lost.
Got lost.
And come on back this way. And back then, there was no such thing as a road map. So you
Well, we
had
just got a call from somebody who works at the funeral home, and I bet I know who it was. I bet I know it was my buddy. And she said that embalming is not a law in Georgia now. So, that's interesting. I thought it was. But it sure makes a difference in how long you can stay out, though, doesn't it?
It sure does. Yeah.
Now, when your dad got lost, did your mother scratch her head and say, he's not here for supper or breakfast or lunch or the next day or the next day?
I really don't know. He's gone so long, he could have written her 3 or 4 letters.
3 weeks to get back from Atlanta.
Yeah, but imagine now though. Nowadays you can just go right down the street and buy a car. He had to go all the way to Atlanta to buy a car.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Berger's husband had car dealerships. That's why I wondered if they might have been the first person to have a car.
I think Kimsey, Dr. Kimsey.
Dr. Kimsey, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. That's
Yeah.
the one I rode in the first car.
Wow, wow. Isn't that amazing? And see, in our lifetime, we take all these things for granted.
You
we
get car,
take all
you get
these
car
things-
sick? Did you get car sick?
No, didn't get to go that far.
Now, Mr. Jesse, did you ever ride in a wagon, a horse-drawn
yeah.
wagon? Okay. So if you went to town as a young child, was it in a wagon most of the time?
Yeah, yeah. And when the doctor used to come to see, you didn't go to the doctor's office back in those days. The doctor came to you. And he always had a horse and a buggy.
Yeah, I rode in a buggy.
Wow, wow. Well, we are talking longevity. We are talking happiness at an older age. I'm happy at an older age.
That's good.
You know, the advantage of the doctor coming to your house is you don't have to wait in the waiting room.
Ah,
all
don't
them
get me
other people.
started. Hush now.
Now I ride the four-wheeler. I
Miss
rode the
Helen rides a
four-wheeler when I
four-wheeler.
was
Now, see, she can
93.
take you riding on a four-wheeler. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I've got my picture riding on the four-wheeler when I was
Oh.
93.
Wow, wow. Well, right now we're going to take a break and we're going to go back to the community calendar because we're going to reassemble some more people that we're going to feature. This is about making it through your life to 100. 100 is an amazing feat, But along the way, many, many things have changed. And we're going to talk about the things that I maybe take for granted. I take electricity for granted. I certainly take running water for granted. I've never had to draw water from a well, but my in-laws did. And there are so many things that every day we just, you know, get up, turn on the spigot, and if it comes out, we're so thrilled. Now, do y'all have well water or city water?
We have well water. We used to have spring water and the pump would go down.
Mm-hmm, right.
And Carletta's gone off to buy furniture.
Okay. And the other things that happened that have changed in our lifetime, talk about traffic. Talk about the traffic. If you've been on Highway 5 on a fall day and you pass by Merciers, you better look out. You better watch out, because Fulton County, DeKalb County, Rockdale County, Paulding County, as far away.
Pickens County.
Yes, as far away, yes. As far away as Augusta, Richmond County, I've seen tags from everywhere there who go to buy apples. And we talk about an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Ms. Helen Mercier is still works at
Right.
Mercier's Orchard. Her mom, Miss Adele, still works there. There's so many of the family members who still work there. Maybe they've got something going on. Maybe an apple a day does keep you healthy. Tim works there every day. It's a family-run business, and they've sold a lot of apples to a lot of people. She is 91 and still working every day. And when you go in, she's working at the cash register. She's bagging products. She's doing the sampling table. And at 91, she certainly doesn't look it. She certainly doesn't look it.
Last time I was in there, she was sorting blueberries.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And she will tell you, she has seen so many changes in this world, one of them being, and we talked about this, we talked about it the other day, people don't have the manners they used to have.
No.
You know, people do not have the common courtesy manners they used to have.
They don't teach them to the children anymore.
No, that's right, that's right. And we're going to go to the news right now to the youngest generation here, to Miss Hannah Towns, and see what she's got going on today. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the things, the negative and the positives that have happened in the world today. Hang on, guys. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Cherie. Each week, Bree Tankersley provides us with helpful parenting tips on today's parent. Today, Bree talks about how to keep your kids safe this Halloween.
Everyone wants to have a safe and happy Halloween for themselves, their guests, and their children. Using safety tips and common sense can help make the most of your Halloween. Keep in mind that your child should be easily seen when going trick-or-treating. A good idea might be to carry a flashlight or a glowing device. Costumes should be short enough to prevent children from tripping and falling. And make sure your children have comfortable, safe shoes as well. Buy a natural mask of cosmetics rather than having a child wear a loose-fitting mask that might restrict breathing or obscure their vision. If a mask is used, however, make sure it fits securely and that the eye holes are large enough to allow full vision. Swords, knives, and similar costume accessories should be of soft and flexible material. It is important to also choose well-lit and welcoming neighborhoods and houses, making sure to only visit homes where the residents are known and have outside lights on as a sign of welcome. I got more safety tips from the resource officer at Gilmer Middle School.
Kids need to look out for, different stuff in their bag and what they're getting, but mainly parents need to go through and search what they've got, see what kind of candies they have, and go through the candy and make sure none of them's been opened. The kids know if they're in the middle school, they should never be left alone. They always should be supervised by at least 4 or 5 of them, maybe one parent or 2 parents. But I don't think, it's my opinion, I don't think the middle school kids ought to be out on their own. During the week, I know, and on Friday nights, that it's a 12 o'clock curfew for anybody under the age of 18. They will be stopped and possibly ticketed and points sent into the state to keeping the vehicle.
For those of you who are expecting trick-or-treaters, you should remove anything that could be an obstacle away from lawns, steps, and porches. Candlelit jack-o'-lanterns should be kept away from landings and doorsteps where costumes could brush against the flame. If parents will follow these safety precautions and make sure your children are well supervised, it will make for a very safe and happy Halloween. Reporting for today's parent, I'm Bree Tankersley.
Thank you, Bree, for that information. Stephen Miracle joins us now with some more helpful tips on having a safe Halloween on the Neighborhood Health Report.
Hi there. As you know, Friday is Halloween. It's one of the most interesting and fun events that happens every year. But it also can be a dangerous event for children if you're not careful. Let's talk about a couple of things that you need to pay attention to as a parent of young children on Halloween. One of the things that you need to be aware of course, is how your child dresses. It's important for them to wear loose-fitting clothes so that they don't trip when they're out hunting for candy. The other thing you may consider is to get a costume that is light or that has reflective material on it. Many times, particularly in some of the rural areas, it's people are hurrying home and may not see trick-or-treaters out. And so if you have reflective clothing, that could be very helpful. The last thing to consider in the costume of your child is to make sure that it's something fun. Fun could be all over the map. It could be a ghost or a witch or a goblin or even a princess. Be sure to find something fun for your child. I know children get really excited when they're going door to door, but please try to have your child slow down and not run. And when you're going up to a house, avoid houses that don't have lights on. That can be dangerous. And when your child gets up to the door, please instruct them under no circumstances should they go inside the house to retrieve their candy. And after your child gets their candy, ask them really hard not to eat it until they get home and you have a chance to look at it. One good thing that my mother did when I was growing up, and before we went trick-or-treating, she would always feed me a light snack or a meal so that I wasn't hungry and be extra tempted to eat the candy that we got. When you bring the candy home, I advise a couple of things. One, throw out any candy that's unwrapped or that appears to be homemade. Two, if there's any fruits, apples or oranges or anything like that, throw those out because they're too easy to become contaminated. And lastly, on hard candy, make sure it's something that is not too small or too large for the child to eat. And those are the tips that I have for you so that you can have a fun and safe Halloween this year. If you're like our family, you're absolutely looking forward to the smiling faces of the children as they come up and knock on the door to receive the treat. In order to have a safe Halloween this year, please remember to do the things that we talked about today. With your Neighborhood Health Report, I'm Stephen Miracle for North Georgia Now Today.
Thank you, Stephen. And be sure to tune in to North Georgia Now Today tomorrow at 9 a.m. We will have someone here from Gilmore County Bank talking about a text messaging scam that's going around our area. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. We'll give you more information about that. Well, that's all the news for now. I will see you on tomorrow's show at the top of every hour. Until then, I'm Hannah Towns. Back to you, Cherie.
Welcome back. Today we are celebrating 100 years of life and 98 years of life and 86 years of life and Papa Jack?
39.
39 and holding. Now, you've met my boyfriend. Now you're going to meet my adopted dad. I just took on Jack. I accepted Papa Jack as the real deal guy. This is the kind of dad everybody wants to have. And you are very, very active in your community through Harbor Ministries.
Yes.
Your daughter actually is the pastor there.
That's exactly right.
And they're about to celebrate how many years?
9.
It is amazing.
Yes.
It is amazing.
Yes.
She stepped out on faith. Danny quit a job making $100,000 a year and went down to about a fourth of that.
Yes, I would say so.
Their income changed drastically, but with that income change came a whole new meaning to their life. And don't you think they'll probably live to be 150? They
Most
give
likely.
back, they give back, they give back, they give back. And you're
Yes.
involved in that. You were there at the church the other night playing volleyball with the kids.
I don't like to talk about that. They invited me down, and I used to play all sports and was pretty good at volleyball too. And Danny said, "You need to come down and teach us how to play that volleyball." First one hit to me, I lost my balance, and I was heading toward a bench that was sitting over there in the wall, and and I couldn't see. I was looking at the floor, and I yelled, "Catch me, somebody!" They caught me before I hit the wall, and I thanked him, and I went over and sat down with the ladies, and I said, "That's all, folks.
I'm done."
I pulled a Porky Pig on them. I told them that was all.
But you are active in her ministry through talking to kids, visiting with kids, bringing kids into the church.
Yes, yes.
And without the kids, the church will fail.
That's true.
You've got to bring them in. You've got to keep them there. You've got to get them interested in there. Mr. Jesse at 100 still goes to First Baptist. How important is it for you at your age to take on the job of the next generation?
Well, it's very important, and I try to keep active doing that. I was converted. I was saved when I was 18 years old, and immediately put in as a teacher in a junior boys Sunday school class, and I wasn't exactly up to snuff, as the old saying goes, in that. But if you want to learn the Bible, you have to study it, and to teach, you have to study it. And it was a good experience for me. I didn't drop anybody out of that upstairs window at all. And most of those kids that I started teaching way back then are deacons and workers and Christians, their families. And of course, I'm not bragging, because I wasn't raised in a Christian home. I had a lot of Christian kinfolks. And I remember an aunt of mine that used to take me to church, and in the middle 30s, when I was about 5 years old, my Uncle Carl bought me a blue serge suit. Now, a suit back then had short pants and knee socks and shoes, and I wasn't used to wearing shoes much anyway, but I went to church with my aunt when I was 5 years old. I sang "How Beautiful Heaven Must Be."
Wow.
And I still like to sing that song on occasion because I'm heading that way.
That's right.
As the guy said in the movie, that's all I'm going to say about that. I've got my favorite microphone. My birthday is 22nd of December. I'll be 78. And I am in awe being with these folks back here.
It's inspiring,
you know, and you.
And they look so young, and you
Yes.
live near them, and
Yes,
I
I do.
honestly,
I've been
honestly
acquainted
look
with Carl Ed and his family since 1970. My wife was raised in Fannin County. Her dad was Preacher Wallace Millsap, a well-known pastor.
and Miss
in
Joyce
the
would be here
community.
today, but she had a doctor's appointment.
That's right. She's in Atlanta as we speak.
Let's pray for her. She's
Yes,
in Atlanta
yes,
on
yes,
285.
She
Yeah.
has a good chauffeur. Our oldest son, David, had to go. He had knee replacement surgery, and they're going to the same orthopedic place, you know, at Northside.
Well, it was important to Joyce Friday night at her reunion that she shared the story of Nepworth College. And I don't know if y'all have heard, you know, what we've been trying to do. Basically, the doors are shut right now while colleges are looking at them. And everybody 50 or above in that area probably went to school there at some time, didn't they?
I think so.
Because it was high school, elementary school.
My youngest son, when we moved here, was 4 years old. When we moved there, was 4 years old. We came back up here. There was a big job at Copper Hill, and I came here in the Teamster Union on the job while he was 4 years old, and he went to school there and Blue Ridge, you know. And that education system, David taught there. Then David taught 32 years altogether in Georgia, and retired, and all of that but 1 year was in Fannin County. And he still loves it. After he retired, he went over in Tennessee to Copper Basin Elementary and got a job. He's teaching again. He loves that. So teaching is a great part of our heritage, you know.
Well, and you have stepped back up into the education system because you've been working in the school system as a fill-in, kind of a substitute, doing things.
I'm a substitute custodian, but before that, after I got out of the office supply business after 25 years, I went to work at the middle school, Fannin County Middle School, and worked 12 years regular. And I had a good job and a good ministry there. I enjoyed it all.
And the kids
so
loved you.
I get to go back quite often.
Now, we've got Miss Lynn Lee sitting over here by me, and Lynn Lee describes herself as the president of my fan club. You brought me to unofficially, you brought me to Copper Hill, and we did hold your mic up, we did a cook-off at your church, and we had a lot of fun. We raised a lot of money, and one of the people who made it possible was Mr. Larry Dodson. You called me one day, and you could tell I'm a little busy sometimes, and my phone rings solid, constantly. Well, I give out my cell phone all the time because it's the best way to reach me. And people will call me and say, I hate to bother you. And I'm like, okay, let me just pull over, let me get a pencil and piece of paper. Because without you and you and you and you and you, this show wouldn't exist, because it takes stories about this community. And when you brought me to Copper Hill to the Methodist Church, I met so many other people that we will do stories with. We've talked to. I went to visit Miss Helen at her house, and I might say, walked into those terrazzo floors that reminded me of growing up in Orlando with those cold. I loved it. But just meeting you opened the doors for me to meet other people. And Larry being one of them. We drove up to Cloudland Canyon, and we went out and visited with him in his beautiful studio. We saw his originals, and this weekend I got a gift from Mr. Jesse that we're going to give him. And when you decide in about 20 years to move on to glory, you can give this to Dave, and he can enjoy it. But we're going to give you one of Larry Dotson's prints. And it depicts water and mountains and deer, which is absolutely perfect. I sent Bill to get it out of my car, and he said, I hope this is the right one. It is absolutely perfect because it does show the mountains we're all lucky enough to live in, and but it doesn't show the warmth of the people. It doesn't show, and that's something, can you ever capture the warmth of the people here?
I think we've done it this morning.
I think we've done it. I think you've met some of the absolute best. Carl Ed, everybody knows, he is the go-to guy. If you need it done, tell Carl Ed, and he'll figure out a way to get her done. Mr. Jesse, everybody that goes to church with him has nothing but praises and praises and praises for him. This little lady, I don't know what kind of makeup she uses, but it's better than Cherie Stay. Because at 98, she looks incredible. There's so many stories in these mountains and in the hills of Tennessee that we need to share. And you bringing me to the church just opened my eyes to that even more, because now I can go to downtown Copper Hill, and I went by Patrick's. I met Patrick at Patrick's Pub. I went to the New York Hotel a couple of times. I've talked to them. I met Dino. I've been lucky enough to come into a world I didn't know existed 11 months ago. And thank you so much for involving me in that.
Cherie, there's just not any way the community can thank you.
I love you. I love you. I love you. Kevin, can you hand us this print? We don't have an easel to show it on, but I want you to see this. Larry Dodson is responsible for this, and this is Mr. Jesse's birthday present from us. And it depicts the mountains and the deer and something that looks like where he lives. He does live at Bent Tree, and this is before any houses were built there. Now we're going to turn around and show it to Mr. Jesse and let you see.
Let him get a shot there. I think he's trying to get a shot on the camera.
Okay. This is, it is water, it is mountains, it is calm, and it is peace. And I said, maybe that's why the lives up here are so special and so touched, because we are lucky enough to live in scenes that look like this.
There's a customer I have off of Grandview Road, and that looks pretty similar from her home.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Larry, I don't know what year he did this, but I didn't have one of these, and I just thought, man, this is beautiful. And on Heart of the Home, beginning tonight, or Wednesday night, you will be able to register through my email, and we're going to give away one of Larry's prints. Last year we did a Heart of the Home rocking chair, but this year his prints have made such an impact on people. I wanted to share one of his prints. So we're going to give away the one at Cade's Cove on Heart of the Home, and all you have to do is contact my email, info@heartofthehomerecipes.com. Send me your name, your address, your phone number, and then very close to Christmas, you're going to draw the name out, and we're going to give away one of Larry Dotson's prints.
It's for you.
So his work is phenomenal. He helped us raise so much money for the church.
That's good.
And it went to a scholarship fund that absolutely benefits your area.
He really depicts what we're all about.
He does. And when we met him, you and I walked in, we didn't know him from Adam's house cat.
But it was just like we'd known him forever.
It was amazing.
Now,
It was amazing.
Miss Lee, since you're the president of her fan club, I've got some suggestions for you. You guys start working on the lunch boxes with her likeness on it, and the coloring books with her all those
Yeah.
memorabilia.
Yeah, they'll have to put gray crayons in there, won't
Big
they?
old campaign buttons with her picture on it. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah, instead of,
And I've got some suggestions for you.
I bet he does. I bet he does. Well, 11 months ago when we started this, it was only a thought and a plan, and it looks like the plan has come together very well, and it's come together because of you guys. You know, I had a little something to do with it, but it meant that if you had not responded to me, this would never have worked. You know, if you hadn't been here today, we couldn't be celebrating your 100th birthday. And I remember the day I interviewed you, you had a little bit of a cold the first time you came here. And you had a cold for about a week or so, and people were really concerned about you. And today you look great, and you are 100 years old.
I feel great.
You feel great. Well, right now we're going to bring on a birthday cake, and we're going to sing happy birthday to you. I'm not going to be singing, but Bill is, because Bill is the singer in the group.
Well, we're going to have everybody sing, actually.
We're going to have everybody sing. I want everybody that is in the studio to come stand behind us, and we're going to sing happy birthday to Mr. Jesse. And today, Mr. Jesse Ward is celebrating his 100th birthday. It doesn't get any better than that. And especially to be healthy and to be able to come to the studio today and join with us. What a beautiful cake. There you go. Happy 100th birthday, Mr. Jesse. Okay, let's gather everybody around. Now, to be 100 is very, very special. To be 100 and to be healthy and to have your wits about you. You know, Mr. Jesse could do a talk show.
Oh, definitely.
Mr. Jesse could do a talk show because he's a wise man and he has so many words of wisdom to share to people. And this is one of those things. We hoped it would arrive. We hoped he would make it to 100. We prayed that he would, and he looks like he's doing very, very well. Can we get a close-up of that cake?
Don't let it slide off.
You know, would that be a bummer?
It
Would
might
that be
slide
a
off.
bummer? I'm just about to stick my finger in this. This is great fall colors, and it's got the whipped
beautiful.
cream icing that I just love. Happy 100th birthday to Mr. Jesse. He had congratulations from the President of the United States and Mrs. Bush. He had congratulations from Johnny Isaacson, from Saxby Chambliss, and we have now a crew coming in here. We've got folks coming down from Copper Hill. We have folks from Gilmer County. We have folks from Jasper. We have folks from Ball Ground. We have folks from everywhere saying happy, happy birthday. Now, Bill, can you lead us in singing happy birthday to
When we
him?
put this cake down.
You can't sing and hold a cake? There you go. Okay, all right.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Jesse. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday and many, many more to come. Now, there's your cake.
Good.
Happy 100th birthday. How about that?
Isn't that nice?
That's beautiful.
That is something. And as an extra gift, if you'll be good, I'll give you Miss Helen's phone number, okay?
Okay.
I gave you the Larry Dotson print. We'll have to hang in your house, and when you're finished with it, maybe Dave will enjoy that. But isn't that absolutely beautiful?
Yeah.
You giving me
I'm
this?
giving you that. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
goodness.
Doesn't that look where you live? It has mountains. It has deer. It has water.
This is local here, isn't it?
I don't know where
This
that
is our
It may
mountain.
not be, but it could be.
Yeah, he does things that are local around Georgia and Tennessee. Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. I'm
He is a wonderful world-renowned artist,
that's
and
certainly
I just think that's wonderful. Yeah.
flattered that you're giving me that.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Well, when I turn 100, you can come and give me something special. How about that?
I'll be back and do that.
Okay, okay, all right. All right, well, we're going to be cutting the cake and sharing it. And, you know, so many of y'all have been a part of In the Garden. I hope we can go to In the Garden and let y'all enjoy the music while we cut the cake. In the Garden is one of those things that it started from one of y'all's friends and one of your friends, Mr. Davenport. You told me to go by and see some corn. You had given him the seed.
Right.
And he grew the corn, and we grew the video, picture to picture to picture, as I visited your community. Let's see if we can go to In the Garden and let y'all enjoy some of the music. You'll enjoy the photos. You will recognize Carl Ed is in this. It is one of those things that when you go out in your community today, don't take don't not look at things. You know, look at the leaves, look at the beautiful flowers, look at the beautiful people.
Life's too short not to.
It is. It absolutely is. And I said it's so important. When we took Larry Dodson out to Crawford's Crossing this weekend, he was in awe of the beauty there. He will be painting that scene because if you look around you, there's so many beautiful things to see. And we all need to take advantage of that. We're going to go to In the Garden now while we take a photo of us here before we cut the cake. So there you go.
Where the beautiful tree of life for us is waiting by the prettiest mansions made of purest gold. The prettiest rose and crowns will all be wearing in that city four square.
Welcome back. What a wonderful, wonderful day of celebration. We are celebrating 100 years. Mr. Jesse Ward has just turned 100. You know, he's old enough for me now.
Well,
what about that?
His lips are blue, too.
Good cake.
That
Good
cake ice is all over.
Good cake. This is from Ingalls here in LJ. Thank you very much. This is a good cake. You know what? It is very fitting that some of the finest viewers in the world happen to be our viewers, and many of them in the studio today.
Looks good.
Hard to talk with my mouth full.
You can do it, though.
I can do it, and that's because we're from where? If you can tell me where my mom moved, gave me my name. Oh, Mr. Jesse has got some blue lips going on.
He's enjoying that cake.
Call me
Oh,
at 866-939-2329. If you can tell me the little tiny town north of Jasper where I might have gotten my nickname. Yeah, somebody back here just told me. Call us at 866 and you will win the last copy of In the Garden we have today. Now, Bill, you talk while I eat.
Well, you know, time flies when we're having fun, so it's time to say goodbye, they tell us.
It is time to say goodbye. Happy birthday, many, many more to you. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for making this an incredibly special 100th birthday for Mr. Jesse Ward. Tune in to us every Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 10:30 a.m., 6 to 8 p.m., and 11:30 to 1:30 for you late nighters. You be here and we'll be here too.